Guys, I finished the book. I finished this book, and I have not felt like this for a book since Akatar. And you would understand if you knew what I meant. And I am not an avid reader. I am not like into the fantasy book world lore for you guys to be coming at me like this. But like this book was I think my favorite book I've read so far. And the second book doesn't come out until October. So I can't even say this whole series is gonna be good. It's a 3-book series. But I fell in love. I fell in love. And I understand why some people were upset, because I was like, oh my god, am I the only one that feels like this? Like, I was overwhelmed. I'm over here still having dreams about this book. Like, I'm still thinking of moments in this book. Like, my imagination in here, like, is crazy. Like, I could even picture some of the scenes in my head still. I said about SC, and if you know, you know. If you read it, I just felt like a whole bunch of emotions, and I finished this last night. And the book was at a pace that is enough for me. It had enough world building where I wasn't like overwhelmed, but I was not even mad that the first half of the book didn't have as much love scenes. Like, I was really thinking this wasn't a romance at first. I was like, is this a romance? And then we got into the romance part, and I was like, now I'm in love with the romance. And I love the way the book ended. Like, it wasn't like a cliffhanger like Alex Storm where you're like, we're really here? Are we stopping here? Like, this is where we're gonna stop? I was like, I just can't wait to see what the next book's entail, and I want to know what the journey we go through in the next book. Like, I'm just like shook it. I discovered a whole bunch of information, and I'm like, and I was thinking some of the situations, some of these instances that were going on. I was like, this is a weird way to look at a person you never met before. This is weird. What is going on here? I don't know this character. What is going on here? Now, if you go back and reread it, it would all make sense. The ending will make sense. I love it. 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 And now I also love the fact that she gave us like pronunciations and like a little dictionary of like everything and what the meanings of certain words was, because when I first started reading I was kind of confused. I'm like, what is that? But then I had that in the front to go back to read. But I was like, I really love this book. I love this book. It was so good to me. And I know oh my god, I'm gonna cry because it was just so good. I wasn't even sad because nothing crazy happened in the book, but like the Essie moment had me tearing up. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was like the most emotional moment in my book. But I was like, this is really a good book for me. Like, I really loved it. Like, I don't really have any complaints. And I love the POV, like switching from POV to POV. Like, usually I don't like it because I'm stuck on one book that's like that, and it's but they did it in a good way in here, that I was not like overwhelmed with the POVs crossing over. And I'm not an avid book reader, but if you want to know ghetto review, this is a ghetto review right here. This shit is a 10 out of fucking 10 in my book, and it might change. It might change. We don't know if we like the second or the third book, but this first book I'm in love with. And I was in love with the first book of Crescent City too, don't get me wrong. The third book kind of took me out of the series, so I'm like, if there's a fourth, I don't know what I would be reading. I don't even know if I would be excited for a fourth book. But for this one, based off of the first book, I'm excited for the second book. As long as it doesn't fumble like Crescent City, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. I think we've established everything I need. I understand why people don't like the lead, but like when you know her story and you get to the book and you understand like what has happened to her, I'm not upset. Like, it's not like Bryce in Crescent City, the third Crescent City book. She's not like, you know, when like Bryce was like complaining in the third book and you're like, Bryce, or like she was just being aggy. But I don't feel like, I feel like everything that the main character was going through, the female lead, the FMC was going through, was like, I felt for her. She wasn't annoying to me, and I just felt for her more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like something you want. Like, if you've been in a position where you're like, your self-worth is so low and you're just like, you can't, but you like want to be happy and you want to chase that dream, but you just don't believe that you deserve it. Like, you don't believe that you deserve it, but you, after like reading what happens to her, you're like, but you deserve it. Like, I know you don't understand because you haven't healed, but you deserve it. And like, when she discovers what she's lost, like, I don't know, maybe it's just I have empathy for her that I don't know. I'm just sad I read it so quickly because it's not gonna be out until October. The next book is not gonna be out until October, and I'm already shattered. I'm over here tearing up. I'm tearing up for nothing bad happened in the book except for one scene. Nothing is. Anyways, I'm obsessed. Some of my favorite book people that I watch read this book and they did not like it, but I really fell in love with it. And now I understand why people be like, just if you're gonna go into like a book reading journey, it's always gonna be your personal perspective and opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I have more empathy and I could relate to her more, and that's why I'm like in love with the book. And other people might be like, no, like this is fucking annoying. Like, I just don't like the way that she's built. But then, like, you know, sometimes things that draw you in are people that are similar to you. So maybe it draws you in a different way. But I just love it. I started crying and everything. Like, I was just like overwhelmed with emotions. Like, I finished this. I got this last Monday. I'm already done with it. It's Saturday. Besitos. Anyways, that's my TED Talk on the book. And I'm so excited for the next book to come out. And I'm really about to pre-order it because getting Onyx Storm, not pre-ordering it. Right now, this book, I haven't heard any hype about it. Like, since... So... Anyways, and it really messes with my nails. Like, I'm really obsessed. Like,